Hi everyone, it's Natasha Mitchell here from Inspire and Drive. And looks like my video might be misbehaving here. Let's just have a quick look. Welcome to the encore presentation of Find Your Business Gold. Just before we get started, just want to make sure, can everybody hear me and see me? So if you can hear me and see me, if you can just put yes in the chat box, that would be great. We've got Micah, we've got Katya, we've got Mugda. Hopefully, can you all hear me, guys? Yay, Micah, fantastic. Welcome, and I'm glad you can hear me. Thanks so much for letting me know. Okay, well, we're going to be together for about just under an hour or just over an hour, depending on how many questions you've got. Just as a little bit of housekeeping, I would encourage you to close down any other apps. Hi, Katya, thank you. Close down any other apps and just put your full attention into the webinar today. It's really important that when you're focusing on your business, you really don't try and multitask, just focus on the project at hand. And I'll be here to answer any questions. So if you've got any questions during the session, feel free to write them in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer them at the end of the session. So without further ado, let's get started. And I'm going to be sharing the presentation. Just a heads up, this is in Google Hangouts Live. So sometimes there is a little bit of a delay. So if I ask you a question, it takes me a little while to see your response. It may just be because of the delay. So let's get started. I'm excited to share some business gold with you today. So can everyone see the presentation? So this webinar, if you're wondering if this is right for you, I want to let you know that it's perfect for you if you're a coach, a consultant, an advisor, facilitator, or any other kind of information service provider. And maybe you've been in business for a little while or you're just getting started, and but perhaps you're not seeing the results that you want. If you're not getting the results you want, this can sometimes be due to the fact of having too many ideas and not being able to decide which way to go, struggling to find a niche or just choose one niche, or not being able to clearly describe to people what you do because you offer so many things. And this might be showing up for you in a number of different ways, including feeling overwhelmed by all the options, feeling like you're spread a bit too thin, you're feeling a bit disorganized, or there's too much to do, perhaps you're struggling to find clients or not being able to close the sales, or generally just feeling a little bit out of control. I want to let you know that you're not alone. Starting a business is a big challenge for everyone. And the good news is that there's help and you're in the right place today. So I'm glad you could join me. As I mentioned, I'm going to keep the session to around about 60 minutes of the core content. I will be sharing lots of practical tips that will help you understand the 3 foundational pillars of business, and that will help you get on the way to creating your own business roadmaps so that you can find all the clients you want and create a successful and profitable business that will give you the financial freedom and a bit more structure so that you're feeling more organized and have more time to do more of what you love in business and life. I promise that you'll walk away with a few actions that you can put into work right away. And if you want to go deeper in your business and really give yourself that big push forward, then I'll be telling you how you can work with me. And if you stay on the line at the end of the webinar, I will also be available for a Q&A session. So let's get started. Business hasn't always been a breeze for me, I can tell you. And for some of you who might have seen the Mini Gold Masterclass, you'll know about that story. And for others, I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. As a business owner myself, I'm learning and stretching myself every day. And it's not always perfect, but by stepping out of my comfort zone and getting the right help when I need it, life becomes a little bit easier. One of my main goals as a business consultant is to help make the complexity of business really easy to understand for all of my clients, no matter what level of business experience you have. And one of the ways I like to do this is through analogies, simple analogies, and storytelling. And one of my favorite business books of all time, and it's a real classic, is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Some of you might have already read it or heard about it. If you have, just let me know. And if you haven't, I suggest you go and check it out. I'm just going to give you a link where you can find it on Amazon. And I'll put that in the chat box if anyone wants to find that. You can also find that in your local library, or perhaps some of you have it on a bookshelf at home. There's the link now to Think and Grow Rich. So in Think and Grow Rich, there are so many great lessons to be learned. Napoleon Hill talks about creating the right mindset for business, focusing on what you want and going after it, setting goals and working towards them, and most importantly, surrounding yourself with like-minded people and experts to guide you and motivate you along the way. And I'm going to share a little story with you today that's from that book. Just a moment. Have a tickly throat. And it's the abridged version of 3 Feet from Gold. And then I'm going to share with you a few of the most important lessons learned out of that story. Excuse me. So here's how the story of 3 Feet from Gold by Napoleon Hill goes. Perhaps you've been working hard and not seeing the results that you want. You're overwhelmed, spread too thin, or constrained by the money. Napoleon's Hill will make this all seem a little bit easier, and as I mentioned, you're in the right place now. So, 3 Feet from Gold is a story about a gold prospector by the name of R.U. Darby. He was caught up, like everyone else at the time, by gold fever in the gold rush, and he went west to dig and grow rich. He staked a claim and went to work with trusty pick and shovel, and the going was pretty hard, but his lust for gold was definite. After weeks of labor, he was rewarded by the discovery of some shining ore, and he knew there was quite a lot there, but he needed some more machinery to bring the ore to the surface. So quietly he covered up the mine, retraced his footsteps to his hometown, and told his relatives and friends about the strike. They got together the money that they needed for the machinery and had it shipped, and Darby went back to work the mine. The first car of ore was mined, and it was shipped to the smelter. And the returns on that proved that they had one of the richest mines in Colorado. So Darby was ecstatic and thought a few more cars of that ore would clear all the debts, and then they would start killing it and making huge profits. So down went the drills and up went the hopes of Darby. And then something happened. The vein of gold seemed to disappear. It looked like they'd come to the end of the rainbow. So they drilled on, desperately trying to pick up the vein again, but to no avail. And finally, they decided to quit. They sold the machinery to a junkman who was coming along the way right about that time, and they sold it to him for just a few $100s and took the train back home. Well, this enterprising young junkman already knew that the equipment he'd purchased, that alone was worth the $300 investment that he'd paid for it. But he went one step further. He called in a mining engineer to look at the mine and do a little calculating. And the engineer advised him that the project had failed because the owners were not familiar with the concept of fault lines. And the mining engineer, by his calculations, showed that the vein of gold would be just found 3 feet from where Darby had stopped drilling. And that's exactly where it was found. The junk man struck it rich because he knew enough to seek expert advice before giving up. According to Napoleon Hill, not all was lost with Mr. Darby in the end. Later in life, he recouped his losses many times over and paid back every cent he'd borrowed for the machinery for the gold mine, after he went into the business of selling insurance. So there's a few nuggets of information and lessons to be learned in this story. The first one, it's important to set goals, understand why you're doing it, and keep working towards those goals. Secondly, you need a good map to show you where you're going and how you're going to get there. Don't give up too soon. Sometimes it does take a bit of trial and error and a few mistakes before you get it exactly right. So don't give up too soon. But most importantly, the lesson learned here is seek expert advice for things that you don't know about or that you don't want to do. It's really never too early to seek expert advice. And just imagine where Are You Darby would have been if you'd only done that. So is this sounding familiar to any of you at all? How might this relate to your own business? You might have had similar experiences to Darby in the past or even up until now. Perhaps some of you have had some good early wins and you've had a few clients and they've kind of just fallen into your lap almost by accident. You're not even quite sure how you managed to find them. But now you're consistently struggling to bring, or you're struggling consistently to bring in clients and your resources and money are fast running out while you spend time looking for them. Sometimes it can feel a bit like you're digging in the wrong places and you're just wasting money and energy on things that are not having an impact, and you can't quite put your finger on where you're going wrong. Have any of you felt like that before? You can just say yay or raise a hand if you've ever felt that feeling. If you're feeling like this, then you either don't have a good map or perhaps you need to revise your existing map. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my own story now. Yes, I see a few people have felt like that. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. So, you know, it happens to the best of us. When I first started out in business, so some of you might know my story, I created a social networking business, which I thought would be quite fun because I wanted to help people make friends. It was something that I'd experienced as I've traveled the world, and meeting new people is not always easy, particularly when you get a bit older. So I thought this would be a great idea. I had good early success with the business and people were coming out to my event, and I thought, oh, good, I'm really onto something. Perhaps I've struck the gold. But shortly after the first few events, I started struggling to get enough people to constantly fill my events. There was so much cheap and free competition in the marketplace that it was really difficult for me to position the value of my offer to my clients, and they really weren't prepared to pay a premium price just to meet friends. Although this was a real problem and people were feeling isolated, lonely, not having a big social network, there was something that was not quite right, or the value proposition wasn't quite clear to them, and the pain didn't seem to be enough for people to actually make the time in their busy schedule or spend the higher dollar price tag to come out to one of my events versus just going to a cheaper, low price, low quality event that they really didn't have to put a lot of effort into. I had a map for my business, but I really wasn't reading it properly. And most importantly, I wasn't listening to what my clients really wanted. A lot of them wanted a dating site. They wanted support in finding a partner, but that wasn't what I wanted within my business. And I was very attached to my idea of only helping them to meet friends. And I was attached to how I thought the event should run and what they should look like, rather than really listening to what my clients wanted and needed to solve their pain. In the end, like our famous Mr. Darby, I ended up burnt out, exhausted, and spending all my savings. And I had to go back to work in my good old corporate job. So while I was back consulting, I did everything I could to learn more and more about how to run a successful business and why some people were being successful and others were not. And during that time, I created a new business model and started to test out my ideas of my new business venture with some different target markets. As I worked through this process, I realized that my skills as a consultant in the corporate world were highly relevant to entrepreneurs and that people would invest in solving their problems of building and growing a business. I was really beginning to hone in on my niche, which was startup and early stage entrepreneurs in the service-based industry. And I was able to clearly articulate what my value proposition was, which was helping people to design, build, and grow their businesses. And as a result of that, I've been able to start attracting the kind of clients that I love working with, which are infopreneurs and service entrepreneurs, people just like you. I'm now happy to tell you that I can run my business full time. I make money doing what I love, and I have the freedom and flexibility to be creative, and I have a lot more free time, personal time that I was really craving when I was in the 9-to-5 world. And from my own experiences and working with business owners in many different industries, I've documented a step-by-step formula that is easy, repeatable, and gives people great results. And I've turned these into two of my signature programs. Just make sure that we're still sharing here. Looks like I might have lost you. I've turned these into my signature programs, which I'll tell you more about soon. But in the program, the foundation of my business activation program is 3 foundational pillars. Really easy, but really critical to get right at the start. These foundational pillars help people get very focused and help you identify the biggest opportunities in your business and to take concrete action. This will really help you move your business forward and also give you a plan to help you identify how to course correct when things aren't going exactly as you expect. My clients are now creating their own amazing signature programs like online workshops, seminars, programs, live programs, working one-on-one with clients, and helping so many people with their unique ideas and amazing talents. So my business formula is based on these 3 pillars: setting goals, creating a blueprint or map, and taking action towards that goal. This process, I've tested many times with different clients, and I keep refining it as I learn more and more information. But just in these 3 pillars alone, I've been able to create 2 signature programs. The first is the Business Activator program, which I'll tell you more about. It's a foundational course which will really help give you the design of your business. And I've created a more advanced course called the Business Accelerator program, which takes people through how to price their product, create their signature products, test their products with their audience, and start bringing their product to market. So all this to say is that we can all be a bit like Are You Darby when it comes to our own business. Sometimes it's hard to see what's right in front of us, and sometimes we're just digging in the wrong places and wasting money on things that don't make an impact. You might sometimes have a few quick wins and think you're on a gold mine, but you don't necessarily have a repeatable system that consistently gets you clients. And in the end, you could end up spending time and money on things that you really don't need, like that expensive website, creating a huge program and spending all kinds of time and money and resource on doing that, and creating elaborate marketing campaigns only to find out no one is buying. So why does that happen? Well, you might not be digging on the golden vein. You are digging near and around it, but not right on it. So what is it going to take to help you get right on that vein? I'm going to warn you, it's not a quick fix. It's not an overnight success. It takes a bit of time, and it does take effort and a real commitment. And as I've said, you might not get it right the first time, but excuse me, if you create structure and repeatable systems, if you're willing to change and adapt as you get more information or when things are not going to plan, and if you're willing to invest in expert help and learning more information for the things that you're not expert at or you don't know how to do, then you will get a lot more quickly. You'll get there a lot more quickly. So is any of this starting to hit home just yet for any of you? Okay, so I've been talking about these 3 pillars. And one of the most important pillars is creating a business blueprint, or as I like to call it, a business treasure map. And by now you might be saying, Natasha, I really need one of those treasure maps. Can you hand it over? So I'm definitely going to do that. But first, let me make an important distinction here. Many of you have heard that you need a business plan, and you might have already spent hours, days, or weeks creating one and still feel a bit overwhelmed and like you haven't made progress. The tool that I'm about to share with you is not a traditional business plan. And the good news is it doesn't take months to build. It's more like a real map that gives you an easy visual of the big picture of where you're going, and it's very flexible, so you can work with it and test and refine your idea as you go along. If you need a more detailed business plan for financing or investors at a later stage, this tool will really give you a good foundation of all the key elements that you need to have in that kind of plan, but it won't take you months and months to build it, and you can get on with actually testing your business. So this map is easy, it's quick, flexible, and it really will help because you don't have to spend too much time working on it. It will encourage you to test and discard ideas more quickly if they're not working. This tool is the exact tool that I use in my own business, and I use this as a starting point for all of my private clients, and it's called the Business Model Canvas. I've worked with all kinds of service-based entrepreneurs, from writers, coaches, holistic practitioners, financial advisors, real estate agents, HR specialists, you name it. And I can tell you that it doesn't matter what service or product you provide or what industry you are in, this will work for you too. And as a reminder, if you're starting out and not sure how to bring all of your ideas together, or if you've been in business for a while and not seeing consistent results, then creating your business map is critical. If you keep working without a map or not refining your map based on what your clients want, you'll continue to stay stuck in those feelings of overwhelm, confusion, burning out, and you may eventually give up. And I don't want that to happen to you, so let's work together to ensure that it doesn't. By creating your very own treasure map, you'll be able to see where the gold is hiding in your business, narrow down your options, and quickly find out how to hit the golden vein. It will give you a repeatable structure to make informed decisions about where to prioritize. That prioritization word is so important. So where to prioritize your efforts and how to course correct when things aren't working. Once you have a clear structure and framework, you'll feel more organized, you'll feel less overwhelmed, and you'll feel more confident and in control of the action that you're taking. And decision making will be so much easier. And that's really important when you're running your own business and so much is going on. For many of my clients, using this tool has been the #1 action that has moved them out of that paralysis mode into real action and has given them a huge boost forward. Do any of you ever get so overwhelmed by all of the ideas and all of the possibilities that you get a bit paralyzed and you don't know how to move forward? Maybe you're even feeling like that right now. Well, I'm about to give you 3 simple actions that you can move forward with that will start making a big difference. So there are many different versions of this tool, but the one that I like was created by a team at Strategyzer, and a gentleman by the name of Alexander Osterwalder and Yves Pigneur. And some of you might be familiar with this tool. It is really amazing tool. This tool comes so highly recommended in the business world, and they've had such success with it that when something is this good, there's no need to reinvent it. I couldn't do anything better than this particular tool. What I love about it is it's so easy to use that even people with little or no business experience can map out their business ideas and make informed decisions about their financial viability. And with your map in hand, you can easily explain to your business customers, partners, or investors what your business is all about and why they should work with you or invest in you. And the best part about it is it fits on one page. If you're interested in finding more about this tool, you can go to this link here. I'm going to put it on the screen now. And the company is called Strategyzer. You can spend a lot of time becoming an expert in this, or I can help you with using this and helping you get up and running in your business with it quickly. There are other business model tools out there. Some are more right brain, some are more left brain, some look like mind maps. There are very many different ways to other tools that you could use, but I really like this tool. It's so simple. And as you can see, I've got an example of what it looks like on the screen. There are 9 key areas, and I'm not going to go into all of those right now, but they all work together. If one of those is off, then it will affect everything else on your business model. And conversely, one tiny change to one section, so a reduction in cost, maybe outsourcing a key activity, maybe finding a new revenue stream, can incrementally increase your business results. So this is a really powerful tool. As you know, if you're in business of any kind, it's important to be able to clearly explain your services and why you're unique. You want to know who your target client is, and you want to know where to find your clients. And on the business model canvas, there are 3 sections that cover this. The first one is the value proposition, which is on the screen now. The second section is customer segment. That's over there. And the third section is the key partners or key partnerships. And just by starting with these 3 simple sections, everything else will become much easier and clearer. You'll be able to craft clearer marketing message that appeal to your target audience. You'll be able to engage with partners that can help promote you. And when you get this right, you'll know exactly what your clients want and need, and you'll be able to start creating your irresistible offers and start enrolling clients with ease. So all those things you're struggling with, like marketing, sales conversations, where to find your clients, how to price your services, this easy map will help you get there. Does that sound something like something would be useful in your business? Do you think that would make a difference for you? So every part of your map is a mini gold mine in itself. So here's what you can do. So I'm going to show you right now what you can do to just start creating these first 3 important sections of your treasure map. Yes, like I said, yes. She would like that. So if you've got a pen and paper handy, you can pull that out now, and if you don't, then perhaps you can look at it back on the replay. But here, this is how simple this is, and you'll see how quick it is to start creating your map. I'm going to ask you to start by drawing 3 columns on your page, and it will look something like this. In the first column, you're just going to write value proposition. In the second column, write customer segment. And in the third column, write key partners. So you can just take a minute to do that while I keep talking. You don't have to have it looking exactly like the template that's on the screen, but just 3 simple columns. And remember, this is just an ongoing work in process. Your business is a living organism, and it will continue to change over the course of the lifetime of your business. And as I move through the next couple of slides, if you've got any questions, put them in the question box, and I can answer those along the way. So we'll start with value proposition. I like to start with this section because most people have a good idea about what the product and services they offer. Whether or not your clients want that, that's another question, but you personally will know roughly what your offer is. And you usually have an idea of how you solve problems for clients and what benefits you offer to clients. When you start with a list of these, it's easier to identify who your target audience will be, and by getting clear on the language and the messaging of your value proposition, it will be much easier to write your marketing material later on. When you use this tool, when you put your ideas down, just put it in bullet point form. It's meant to be sort of quick, very quick brain dump of what you have in your mind. So if you want to, just take a few moments and write down in bullet point form what products and services you offer, what are the benefits you provide to your clients, and what are the big problems you solve. And you can also write anything that makes you unique about your service. If you've got a moment to put a few points down, go ahead and do that now. And while you're doing that, I'll just remind you that this should be very organic. Don't overanalyze this. This whole process is about getting ideas out of your head that are cluttering up your mind, are taking a lot of energy, and taking you off track from the priority items in your business. So just by getting things out of your head, you can really free up a lot of energy. Okay. And the next section on that we're going to have a look at then is the customer segment or niche. Has anyone ever had difficult time identifying who their niche was? Well, defining a niche is a big challenge for all new businesses, and not only new businesses. And honestly, it's one of the biggest things that can impact the success or failure of your business. I'm wondering if you've heard this information before and thought that you'd really nailed your niche, only to find that you really hadn't. Well, this process will certainly help. And again, I want to remind you that you're working on the big picture, so don't hold back. I want you to write down in your second column as many customer groups that you can, would like to, or currently do serve. So you can write down, maybe if you're a coach or a consultant, perhaps you work with men or women. Perhaps you work with either business executives or business owners, entrepreneurs, corporate or entrepreneurs. What are you coaching these people in? Are you coaching them on how to find a new career? Are they people looking for a new career? Are they people who are looking to advance in their existing careers? Are they people who are looking to build and grow a business? Try and get as specific as you can in writing about who this person is that's in your customer segment. I'll just give you a minute or so to do that. And while you're doing that, you know, this really is, it's such a critical piece of your business model, and we'll spend a lot more time on that on the Business Activate, in the Business Activator program. But for now, I just want you to get into the habit of using this tool and getting some of the ideas out of your head. And if anyone's got any questions about niche, put them in the question box. I'll be happy to address them at the end of the session. So the final section is key partners, our key partnerships. And the important thing about identifying your key partners is this, and everything that's kind of a trend or a theme that I'm talking about. Everything I'm talking about is how to focus your time and energy and prioritize where you spend your time and resources. So the key partners is another section of that. And by identifying who your key partners are, this will help you identify where you need to invest your time networking and what kind of strategic alliances you might want to build. It'll help you think about the right kind of places to find your target audience. And you can see how each of these sections now is sort of building on each other. First you decided, here's the product or service I offered. Then you came to a section where you said, these are the kind of clients that I want to serve. And now you're coming to another piece of the puzzle, which is, how do I find those clients? Where are those clients spending time? What networking are they going to? And who else is in touch with my key clients? Who else can help me reach my key clients? So they all start to work together. So this is the final section. I've just asked you to take a minute or two just to put down in bullet form all of your key partners, whether they're existing or people that you might think in the future might be able to help you reach your clients, or places where you think your ideal client might be hanging out, or places where people who are connected to your key clients are hanging out. So just take a moment to do that now. So is anyone starting to have a bit of a revelation? Are things becoming a little bit clearer as you start getting these ideas out of your head and onto paper? I'd love to hear your comments in the chat box. So what you can see by this, in literally less than 5 minutes, you've already been able to start creating a piece of your business blueprint. This is how easy this tool is. There's no secret. There's nothing tricky about this. You're starting to get things out of your head and onto paper. How's that feeling? Is it a bit of a sense of relief that you can actually start to prioritize things? Are any things coming to light about a connection between your value proposition and your niche and your key partners? Are any niches standing out to you as people you'd really like to work with or connect with? So many things can start coming up for us as we get these ideas out. And if you're just starting out, this may also start to give you a very good clue of where to start. So there are a couple of golden tips that you can take away from this. And these include, number one, it's important to solve important customer problems. Number two, it's important to narrow down your niche. And number three, it's important to build relationships with complementary providers. I see a couple of messages in the chat box, and Micah says, I've never really written this down, but it does make it clearer, especially around my key partners. And yeah, Micah, I would say that it's actually amazing when you start to see the connections around all of this. And the other thing is when you write it down and you start having conversations with people and you really start to test and validate some of your assumptions, it's quite amazing. Can really change quite dramatically in some cases. So thanks for sharing your experiences with us there as well. So solve important customer problems, that's number one. Narrow down that niche, I can't stress that enough. And start to think about who you can build relationships with complementary providers. These people will save you so much time if you can build these relationships, because when other people are referring you and helping you connect you with the clients, well, that's just a gold mine sitting right there. And as some of you might have tried to do this before or not tried to do it before, but some of you might have tried to create your map on your own, you think, oh, I'm still not seeing any progress. And I would remind you that sometimes when you're so close to your idea, you can't see the forest for the trees. And sometimes just working with a mastermind group or an expert who works with this kind of tool frequently can really help you look at your business in a different way. And in the Business Activator program, we go into this in a lot of detail. And when I've worked with other clients using this program, most of them told me a similar response, that they felt an instant sense of relief once they got everything out. They felt that they were able to see new options opening up to them. And when someone was challenging their assumptions, it made them think about their business in quite a different way. Many of them felt like this exercise alone gave them a real permission to get focused, choose one thing, put a few other things on the back burner for the time being, without discarding them, and just get really focused. And here's some testimonials from some real clients that have worked with me through this same process. This is a testimonial from Or. She's an art therapist, and she said when she started her business, she knew there were all these things she should, inverted commas, be doing, but she got a bit overwhelmed where to start. The business model canvas helped her with her goal setting and action planning. And it made something that felt very big and scary feel more clear and manageable. And Or said she left with a map and knew the clear steps to take to get to her destination. I have Daphne. She's a writer and author, as well as holistic practitioner. And she said that she felt like the Business Activator program and the business model canvas was like having a crystal ball to see in the future of her business's future. Well, having a crystal ball to the future, I think we could all do with that. She liked that it gave her a map to follow, and it helped her to narrow her focus and deliver on what her clients and customers needed and wanted, not only on what she liked doing. And that's what I've talked about, aligning your product and service to what your clients want. We have Shannon. She owns an art studio, and she said this helped her see her business in a whole new way, and new opportunities opened up to her. And she said it was essential, or she found clarity and harnessed new energy, and was essential to helping her take her vision forward. So some really great success stories working with my clients. They've all been very motivated individuals, and are seeing a lot of results from working in this program, and the business model canvas was a big part of that. So as I promised at the beginning of this, I wanted to share with you some of my lessons learned from the story 3 Feet from Gold. And I've done that, set goals, get a map, create a don't give up too soon, and speak expert advice. I promised to give you 3 things you could do right away to start building your own treasure map. And we've done the value proposition, the customer segment, and the key partners on the business model canvas. And I've shown you the tool. And finally, I promised that for anyone who wants to take a deeper dive and learn how to work with me to fast track this process, I would tell you how. And I'm going to do that now. Completing the full business model canvas is just one of the 3 pillars of the Business Activator program. When you combine this with your goal setting, your blueprint, and a detailed action plan, you really will set up a strong foundation for your business success now and in the future. Not only will you get a big picture of where you're heading, you'll also know what action you need to take there and how to avoid some of the common pitfalls, like trying to do too much too soon. I'll help you really get focused and prioritize on how to move that business forward. You'll feel like you can prioritize actions in a way that makes those big, scary tasks much more easy and manageable. And working with me and with the peer group, you'll keep accountable and on track to meeting your goals. in just 30 days, which is a very short amount of time, you'll get a clear idea of identifying a preliminary niche. You'll be able to more clearly articulate what you offer. You'll have an opportunity to start attracting more clients, and you'll start taking real steps to move your business forward. By having an expert coach and consultant on hand to challenge you and answer your questions, and being part of a like-minded community that will give you support and feedback on your ideas, you'll be really on the fast track to success. You'll have a much clearer picture of what you need to do to get to your end result. You stop feeling overwhelmed and spending energy on feeling overwhelmed, on feeling scared, confused. And you can quickly move on to the next stage of your business, where you'll learn how to develop your programs, your marketing messages, and start selling your products and services. A lot of my clients have gone on to join me in the Business Accelerator program, and particularly my private clients have gone on to successfully launch their signature information products and programs, and start to grow successful business in a record amount of time. So if you've been on the do-it-yourself route for a while, then this program could be ideal for you. It will combine a combination of practical, hands-on and hands-on experience, online self-study, live Q&A sessions with me, laser coaching, and a live Facebook community of, as I mentioned, supportive peers who are going through the same thing and will help give feedback and input. So as promised, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the program right now, and it might be something that you think could help you move forward. So in my 30-day business activator program, here's what you'll get access to. We'll do an online goal setting workshop. We'll do an online business model canvas workshop and create your business blueprint. We'll do an online action planning workshop. There are actually 4 online modules in total, and each of those also has a live Q&A session with me. So that's 4 live Q&A sessions. They will actually be live online modules, because this is the first time I'm doing the course live online. So I'll be doing all of those modules live, so I can answer your questions live, and you're going to have a live Q&A session. You'll have access to a private Facebook community where you can get accountability and questions answered, and there'll be tons of tools and templates and workbooks that you can follow along with as well. You can see the value of this program. It's over $1,300 in value in this program, and usually I would offer this program to a private client for $999 plus tax. But I'm so passionate about helping as many entrepreneurs as I can break through the barriers that are holding them back from success, that I'm going to give you some amazing offers. And just by being on the call today, you're going to get even more amazing offers than most people are going to get. So the early bird price, if you're on the call today, is just $297 plus tax. I mean, that's just a crazy price. There is nothing on the market that is as useful and as such a low price point, but it's just huge value. And because I'm able to offer this online, and I really want to give people access to this, and it's the first time I'm offering this online, I want to give it to you for this amazing bonus price. And you're going to get the most incredible access to me that the next time I run this, most of this will be recorded, so you won't have nearly half as much access as you do to me. So this program is going to be very popular, and I'm just going to put the offer up there on the screen for you right now in case any of you would like to register right away. It is going to be very popular at this price, and I encourage you to take advantage of it. So I'll just put this up here now, so you can see the offer on the screen now. But not only do you get all of these great modules and Q&A sessions, I'm going to be offering a few additional goodies today and bonuses. Firstly, if you register while we're on the call today, before the call ends, for the amazing price of $297 plus tax, for the first 5 people who register, just the first 5 people, I'm going to give you an extra bonus. You're going to have a one-on-one session with me, and I'll have a look at your business model canvas personally with you. And if you're not one of the first 5 people, but you register while you're on the call, you will also get to join me in a private mastermind group if you take advantage of the early bird special. So this is just unprecedented value. Just a 1-hour session with me is generally at $500. So just the price of that one-on-one session with me is double the price of even the price of what I'm offering on the program today. In addition, I've also collaborated with a few of my private mastermind group and some of my most successful clients to bring you a few other bonuses. And so we'll be offering an additional time management module, Lisa Kelly from the Admin Guru, and a Shift Your Limiting Beliefs module with holistic coach Adrienne Edgar. And as additional bonus, I'm also going to be giving anyone who signs up for the program, both on the call or after the call within the next week, I'm going to be offering you a free ticket. And this is unfortunately only available if you live in Toronto, but I'm putting the link on the screen now. I'm going to be giving you a free ticket to an upcoming event in November. It's called Inspired, Fabulous and Unleashed event, and the Eventbrite link is on the screen now. And this will be run in Toronto, and if you're here in Toronto, you'll get a free ticket to join myself and Katia Miller of Positive Fabulous Women, and we will be doing a strategy session and a visibility marketing plan session. It will be a half-day hands-on workshop, and if you register for the course program during the early bird, or when you're listening to the playback in the next week, then you will also get a free ticket to that. So as I mentioned, this is the first free early bird special. Will get the amazing price of $297 plus tax, plus the first 5 people will get a one-on-one review of their business model canvas directly with me, and anyone who registers on the early bird special will also be invited to a group mastermind session with me. There's just tons and tons of value, all for the insanely cheap price of $297 plus tax. And that's $297 Canadian. So if you're listening to this in the US, even a better bargain. That if you attend all the sessions, do all the homework, and you don't come out of this with a business map at the end of it, at the end of 30 days, then I will work with you personally to get there. And if you still don't have a business map at the end of that, I will promise to refund your tuition, because I'm so positive that you will get a great business map out of this. Of course, if you don't do any work and you don't come into any sessions, you probably won't get a business map, and I can't refund your money then. But for anyone who does the work, I will do my very best to help you get a great result. So if you're thinking about taking action, I recommend you do that now. You can click on the early bird special link there. And for those of you, for some of you, you might still be a bit on the fence, and that's okay. I know that some people need a little bit more time before they jump into big action and make an investment. So if you're still wondering, is this right for me? Then I'll remind you that if you're an infopreneur and you're sick of feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or out of control, if you want to get focused, organized, and more in control and move out of analysis paralysis, and you will really want to consistently attract more clients and make more money doing what you love, then a small investment can change that for you. And it could be the difference between success and failure and seeing your dreams come true. And I really want your dreams to come true. Perhaps you've tried this DIY self-study program before and you didn't make it to the end or didn't feel really supported. Well, I know you love the interactivity of this program, and I've designed it specifically with you in mind. I have an extensive background in training and development and have delivered training programs to people in huge organizations and thousands of employees. So I know how to keep you engaged. I'm going to blend self-study with live Q&A, access to the private Facebook group. You're going to have accountability buddies. And if you're ever feeling stuck, I will help you. I'll also be giving it to you in small bite-sized pieces so that you don't feel too overwhelmed and you can get everything done. And in addition to the great modules and Q&As and the Facebook group, you'll be also getting my amazing bonus interviews from people in my own mastermind group and successful clients of my own. And if you are seeing this on the replay, you may have missed the early bird special of $297. I'll be putting that back up for a little bit longer. But if you're watching this as a playback, then I'm just going to put the other offer up for you. And this is still amazing value, $347 for 4 online modules, 4 live Q&A sessions, access to a private Facebook community, workbooks, tools, bonus interviews with my clients, and as I've mentioned, a free ticket to the Inspired, Fabulous, and Unleashed event in Toronto. That in itself is a $50 value for the 22nd of November. So I think that I've given you tons of information, and you know, some of you ego might be coming up a little bit for you, or the same old excuses like, I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough money. I would just encourage you to think about, if you don't join me for this, where will you be next time this year if you don't start taking some action now? I've made this program as concise, focused, short time frame, and affordable as possible to get you amazing results. There's never any pressure at all. If you think that's what you need to move forward, and if you resonate with me, then come and join me. But I know that it won't be a fit for everyone, and I'm not offended at all. I still wish you every success in your business, and I hope that you will continue to find the right mentor to guide you to success. It's your time to shine, and you and your business are worth the investment, and this program will help you move forward. I'm going to put the early bird special back up one more time. So if any of you want to take advantage of that now, you can see that on screen. And we're just about at the hour. Oh, and congratulations. We have one super fast action taker, and that is Micah. Thank you so much, Micah. You are amazing. I know that this is going to be a huge opportunity for you to move your business forward, and I can't wait to help you move your business forward. So thank you so much. And so you'll also be getting a one-on-one private coaching with me, access to the mastermind group, the mastermind special early bird, plus a whole lot of other bonuses, and I will be sending you a welcome package very soon. So we're wrapped up, we're at the hour, and I will be staying on the line for a little bit longer to answer any other questions you have about the program, about your business, and or anything else you have to ask me. So I look forward to seeing all of you in the Business Activator program starting very, very soon, and seeing amazing results. By investing early, you will save in the long run. All the links are there. And if you've got any questions or you need a bit more information, you can email me at info@inspireanddrive.com. Thank you, Micah. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you in the workshop very soon. And if I'll just stay on the call for a few more minutes if there's any other questions. And there's always a bit of a lag, so I will just hold on a little bit longer. And I'm going to put the regular offer up on screen now. If you're watching this on playback, you'll still have until next Wednesday, 1 week from today, to take advantage of this offer. And again, you'll get all these fabulous bonuses from the program itself, bonus offers from my private mastermind group and successful clients, plus a free ticket to Inspired Fabulous Unleashed. So that's all from me for tonight. Thank you everyone who's joined me. And if you're listening this on the replay, I look forward to meeting you live and being able to answer some of your questions live in the very near future in the Business Activator program as well. I know there's gold in your business and I want to help you find it. So until next time, thank you for joining me. Bye for now. And as always, stay inspired.